The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at its rising and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They said to him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it has been written through the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod called the Magi secretly and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word, that I too may go and do him homage." After their audience with the king, they set out. And behold, the star that had been seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way. The Gospel of the Lord. Per Evangelica dicta. Deleantur nostra delicta. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Sorry about the little late start here at Mass this morning. The Feast of Epiphany is about many things. There's a lot of theology and meaning and significance packed into this great feast. There's a lot going on. But don't worry, we're not going to talk about all of it, just one small part of it. At Christmas, which we celebrated not very long ago, God bestows on us the great gift of his incarnate self. God gives us the gift of himself at Christmas. This we know. At Epiphany, however, in a sense, it's us, it's mankind that gives a small gift in return for his gift. But what are we going to bring him? We know what the Magi brought him. They brought him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But what are you and I going to bring him? Well, 3 gifts, I suggest. We bring him the gift of the gold of our joys, the myrrh of our sorrows, and the incense of our prayer. These are the 3 gifts that we can return to God. First, the gold of our joy. Gold we know is bright and it's precious because there isn't a lot of it. But offer him the gold of your good things. Give God the good things that you have. All the joys you experience, the moments in your life of contentment and peace, these things you can give to God. Give him good works and the works of mercy. These are also like gold that you can give to him. Give him your aspirations and your hopes. Give him your gratitude and your praise. Offer him your health and your family and your friends. Offer him, in a word, everything that is good and precious and fair. That's something we can give back to God. Second, offer him the myrrh of your sorrows. Offer him the trials and perplexities that you experience, your pains and anxieties, your remorse because of sin, your failures, your inconveniences, your disappointments. God should receive all of these as well. He's not afraid of them. Give those to him too. You see, it's important to do that because in suffering, many souls are tempted to despair or succumb to hopelessness or at least laxity or indifference, and they turn away from God in those moments. But not so with us. Rather, we have to give him the bitterness of life too, the bitterness with the sweet things, the dark things with the bright things. If we give him the gold of our good things, then we can just as easily and just as readily give him the myrrh of our sorrows. Give that to him as well. Third and finally, dear friends, offer him the incense of prayer. Incense rises up to God slowly and steadily if you see it burning. It's not a quick thing. It kind of wafts up slowly and steadily. Our prayer must be just like that, steadily, slowly. Always offer your prayers to God. Joy and sorrow, as we know, in human life, they have rhythms. Sometimes we're in joy, sometimes we're in sorrow. But prayer is never out of season. And surrendering ourselves to God, praying to him is for all times, not just sometimes. Prayer isn't easy. It requires the fire of our energies. But when prayer is practiced throughout our whole life, steadily, slowly, consistently, then it is sweet like incense and sanctifying like incense. And by this prayer of ours, it is precisely what allows us to carry our joys and our sorrows before God. If we give God the gold of our good things and the myrrh of our sorrows, it is by the prayer of incense, our prayer of our hearts, that happens. So in the end, friends, we heard from the prophet Isaiah, "Raise your eyes and look about. They all gather and come to you, Jerusalem. Your sons come from afar, your daughters in the arms of their nurses." We are these sons and daughters. Isaiah was talking about you and me. And friends, you and I appeared before Christ when the Magi did in the gospel we just heard. That was you and me appearing before him, offering him our gifts. But today, during this great feast, we weren't there, right? We weren't there when the Magi offered their gifts, but we appeared before them symbolically. But now, today, this great feast is the time for you and I to offer our gifts, whatever they may be. Whatever may be your joys and your good things, whatever may be your sorrows and your pains, and however it may be that you express them in your prayer, friends, now, in this quiet, sacred morning, and from this time forth, we bring our gifts to the great King who has given us himself at Christmas. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God love you.